And there we are. And Kruger with a drive-through penalty already for jumping the start. And that has immediately thrown chaos into the start of this race then as we head down towards turn 1. You can see Betch having to drive defensively. Milan's had a fantastic start. Jumped up 2 positions. He's going to go around the outside. Gives him the inside for the second apex. Jamie Franzi going a bit wide, and that's holding a few guys up behind us. But you see Jamie Franzi spins, big contact to the back then. Rajnow involved as well in that. Multiple cars then getting involved in the crash there at turn 1. Yeah, Dietz has been involved in that accident at the start as well. Some quite significant looking aero damage to the front of the Bentley. I wonder if that's going to affect his pace, trying to do the last to first, of course. Our champion not making it cleanly through lap 1. I'm sure he was ahead of Rajnow early on. So you see Rajnow colliding with the side of Goldie then and going off at Ascari. Rajnow there, I think, pointing his nose into a gap that was never going to be there and suffering the consequences. Goldie taking the racing line. Rajnow trying a brave move up the inside. It was never going to work out for him, and that drops him all the way back down behind Moulton. Well, he might not even need the drive-through penalty to make a move. He's looking up the inside of the Parabolica. He's not quite going to be close enough. He's definitely letting Kruger know he's there. And Kruger shutting the door on him on every angle, but we should see Kruger peel off into the pits now. There we go. So Kruger coming in for his drive-through penalty. Mullers inherits the lead then in that pink Lexus. Like usually about 30 seconds to change the tyres on one of these cars. We do see that's Visser getting it all wrong then on the way out of the Della Roger chicane, and that's going to give the positions to Betch and Conley. Very lucky to keep it out the wall there on the exit to the chicane. You see the little sausage curb on the inside. He tried to take a little bit too much of the curb on the inside. It bounced the car over the track and he couldn't quite keep a hold of it. Was that Milan from P2? Milan spun again, and is that Visser as well gone off on the exit to Ascari. So Milan and Visser both going off on the exit to Ascari. Visser's already trying to recover his race. And that's Visser's retired from the race then. So Visser is out after that incident. And Milan, who was looking solidly in P2. As we see A. Conley coming into the pits then. Where is Milan currently? He's P3. He's going to come into the pits probably for repairing the damage. And that gives Betch P2. Milan going a bit wide on the exit. And that's going to give Dietz the run then as we head into the Curva Grande. Can he get the drive? It's going to give him the outside line if he can get alongside going down into the Della Roger chicane. Which one of these two is going to be latest on the brakes as we head into it? And it's going to be Milan, but he's going to make an error of it. He brakes far too late, spooked by the Bentley behind him. Has to cut across the chicane and gives the place to Dietz then. And Kaleshnikov gets it wrong then. Out of the first Lesmo, we saw it from the helicopter shot. Kaleshnikov getting it all wrong. Dipped a tyre in the grass on the exit. And now he's going to have to find a nice safe place to rejoin. He loses a place then to one of the Lexus. I think was that might have even been Mullers coming around to lap him even. See on the timing screens, Jamie Franzi and Kruger getting very close on the track at the moment. Jamie Franzi looking to make a move on the inside into the first chicane. They bang doors. And again on the exit, Jamie Franzi trying to make his way past the Lexus. They do trade a bit of paint, and Dietz getting involved in this fight as well. It's going to be a three-way fight as we head down the Curva Grande. Dietz gets past Kruger then, and Jamie Franzi desperately trying to run away from this as that Bentley is incredibly fast. Making our way down towards the Della Roger chicane then. Dietz carrying so much more speed. Kruger's going to want to try and get involved again as well. As you see Franzi going deep then on the first apex of the chicane, that's going to give Dietz the chance to drive up the inside of him as we head down towards Lesmo 1. Kruger looking all over to try and find a gap to make his way past, and he sees a gap that Dietz has left on the inside, and he slides past Jamie Franzi as well. So 2 positions in 2 corners there lost for Jamie Franzi. then. He's going to look to go around the outside of the Parabolica, too wide as we head down the straight then. Who's going to be braver on the brakes? As we do see bumping sides, and that is Betch round. Betch goes round then. And he's stranded out on the outside of the Parabolica. And disaster strikes for the McLaren man. He's been having such a good race. As we do see going side by side once again then. Shades of a few laps ago. I'm sure Betch is going to be really having that in his mind as he keeps a massive gap on the inside. He doesn't want to risk it. And Kruger slides up the inside then into P6, taking it away from Betch. It does look like he's just a smidge too far back. He is indeed, but you can see how much better he is on the brakes. And you do see Conley going very wide there. So we'll cut around, and there we go. Kolesnikov around the outside on the exit. Conley getting it all wrong through the De La Rocha chicane. And Kolesnikov pinching the place away from him. What's happened here? Goldie has made it past Mullers. When did that happen? So Goldie has taken the lead of the race. Mullers must have had an incident somewhere, because it was about 5.6 seconds the gap to Goldie, from Goldie back to Mullers back to Goldie, and now it's the other way around. Goldie then in the Bentley is up into P1. The Lamborghini battle's carrying on then, as we do see Moulton and Rajnoa now battling out. Rajnoa is trying to fight his way past Moulton and going all kinds of wide, coming through the first Lesmo and again out of the second as well. And we've got to this at the right time then. Deeds going around the outside of the Parabolica, both keeping it very clean at the moment. The power of that Bentley's on show. Conley then having to fall in line behind Dietz now. And Dietz up into P3, up into P4 then. Conley losing another position, but he's not done yet. He's going to look to dive up the inside into the first chicane, but he's not quite brave enough on the brakes.